Generation X. In general terms, those born between 1965 and 1980. Latchkey kids. Independent. Existentialism. Modern philosophy focusing on personal experience, human ability, and responsibility in an otherwise meaningless universe. We're the cause. This is the effect. We're the Gen X Existentialists. Welcome in, everyone, to the Gen X Existentialists podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Bunny.
And we are here to wax poetic about things from a Gen X perspective for the next 20 minutes or so. And you realize we're coming up on a grand number here soon. This is episode, I believe, 47. That means we're creeping up on 50.
Yep.
Which one of us here in this room is 50 right now. So it's an important number. One of us in here is 51. But within a few days, we'll both be 51. So it doesn't really matter. But we're coming up on our 50th episode. So what would you think, like, give people a readers? Listeners have always been able to send in questions.
Yeah.
But for the 50th episode, if somebody's got a question for us and they email us with like 50 in the subject line, let them ask all the questions. And if it means we do an extended 50th episode where we just rock through all the stuff people send in, maybe we do that. What do you think?
Yeah, kind of a listener's tribute, if you will.
So the email address is?
So send us an email at genexistentialists@gmail.com, or you can just drop us a line on any social media that you know us on. If you're following us, one of us, both of us, whatever, on a social media, Facebook, Instagram, wherever. Drop us a line. Just get in touch with us one way or another, as Blondie would say.
Is the email Gen Existentialists or the Gen Existentialists?
I believe it is the Gen Existentialists.
The Gen Existentialists. So that would be THEGEN, letter X, ISTENTIALISTS.
See, we really need a better name.
At gmail.com. We may need to cut that down to like Gen X something, like a number or something, and make that the email address.
We might do that. So, but until then, go ahead and just get in touch with us any way you can.
Yeah. We've still got the Morning Pizza Radio Collective Facebook page up. That might be a good place to hit us too, because that'll be easier to find for now, although we are changing that name too.
Yes.
Shortly. Anyway, the way we generate topics typically when nobody sends stuff in, or sometimes they send them in, we add them here to Mega Wheel the Magnificent. And I'm going to give Mega Wheel a spin. Yeah, my Mega Wheel sounds good.
Yeah, she got oil on this week.
And we're rolling, and this is just... Okay. All right, you ready? Would you rather your best friend or your boss falls in love with you?
At this point, I'd rather my boss fall in love with me, because I do have one boss who's female, at least.
Okay.
I like my bread buttered on the other, that one side only. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I neither. I mean, just I assume this is talking about like romantic love. So yeah, I'm just gonna bow out. Like,
but think of the fringe benefits of banging your boss.
No, none of my bosses. You can
work your way up the corporate ladder.
No, none of my bosses. Not interested. No thanks. Okay. Pass. So that was fast. That was a really weird way to start the show. We're going to give Mega Wheel Magnificent another spin and see if we can get something better than that topic.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You got over 1,300 topics. Some of them are going to be losers.
Well, that'd be a great topic if you have more guests in the room, because you spread it out a little bit.
Absolutely. If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be?
I wouldn't.
Nothing?
Yeah, I'm just gonna come right out. I know it sounds like a cop-out answer, but sorry, I had a great childhood, so
not even the smallest thing.
I can't think of anything that really would have made such a difference to me that I would jeopardize that fragile crystalline lattice of history.
I'll tell you one thing that you should change.
What's that?
If you had the opportunity to go back and you get that number from Minnie Mouse and your folks say, go ahead and give her a call tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to go to dinner. You have fun with Minnie Mouse.
If you had listened to a couple of episodes earlier, you would know what that story was. So take a listen to some of our earlier episodes, maybe 45, 44, somewhere around
something
there.
like that. I love throwing callbacks to things so that the longtime listeners could go, I know what that's about.
Yeah, I don't know if that would have profoundly changed my life or not, but it sure would have made for an interesting story.
Well, that's the thing. It doesn't have to be a profound change. It's just that if you could change anything about the way you were raised, there you go.
How about you?
I think I don't know that I would change anything either, because I'm a big proponent of I like where I'm at. And the only path to where I'm at is the one that I took. And part of that was how I was raised. I've got no complaints about my parents. I've got no complaints about how I was raised. I was always supported. Mm-hmm. I was always given good advice. I really don't have any issues there. And I can't think of any like tiny things that I would go back and wish were different. Maybe a couple birthday parties. I wish I had had a couple birthday parties. That's about the only thing I would change.
Yeah, you could always start now. Your birthday's coming up in a week.
Yeah, but it's not enough time to plan anything. And it's just 51. Like, who cares about 51? It's like the Patton Oswalt skit. You know, once you're 21, birthdays don't matter unless they're on the decade. And even then, they're questionable.
All right.
You know, nothing. 51 doesn't matter. 52 doesn't matter. Nothing's going to matter until 60
Patton
until I
Oswalt
get there.
Is a sad sack.
He can be, yeah. Yeah, I mean, but he's a good comedian, though. I enjoy most of his stuff. And we will move on to another question from Mega Wheel of Magnificent. It's just, she's going to end up on her head. Poor Mega Wheel. Dancing on her head. Okay. Would you, Bunny,
Yes,
rather be the smartest person in the world or the best athlete ever?
probably the smartest person in the world.
Why?
I feel like I could contribute more to the world overall, the overall good in the world, I guess, if I were smarter versus more athletic. Now, of course, I could do a lot as a star athlete. I could be spokesperson for this, that, and the other, champion, all sorts of things. I'd be rich beyond my wildest dreams. Being the smartest person in the world doesn't guarantee you'll be rich.
No, you could be the smartest person in the world and be homeless on the streets.
Yeah, but I feel like I'd have a better shake at doing the kind of things I'd like to do if I was the smartest.
Yeah, I'm going to approach this from the fact that it literally just says smartest person in the world with no qualifier as to where you're at. And it says best athlete ever. Best athlete ever implies, at least to me, that you are known, you are recognized as that best athlete ever. So I'm going to go that way in complete opposite of what people probably would expect, because the smartest people in the world oftentimes aren't the best suited to get that knowledge out and into a usable form and where it's able to be useful to people. Lots of times they're in back rooms, they're hanging out on their own, they're not that kind of person that can make change, like you said. Whereas the athlete, especially if you're the best ever, and we're talking like a Gretzky, something like that, who literally changed the game of hockey, or a Mario Lemieux, that still today is known as one of the best, if not the best players ever. That kind of thing. So I would lean there, like you said, because your reach at that point is pretty much a given. Cool.
All right.
That was kind of a cool little question. I enjoyed that one. We're going to give Mega Wheel of Magnificent another spin and see where we end up. I have a feeling this episode is going to be a bunch of little short ones like that. This is, I don't know. Would you lie in the name of love?
Sure. I've lied for a lot less. So. Simple question. How about you?
I think you have to look at the application, like little white lies, little goofy things to get through, especially when you're lying to yourself about stuff or your motivations. But to lie in the name of or for love, I don't know. I don't think so.
Why don't you just use the today's qualifier with today's youth and just say it's my truth instead of saying it's a lie? That's my truth.
This is how I see it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like that Manic Street Preachers album, This Is My Truth, Tell Me Yours.
Yeah.
You know, at least they're asking for your point of view too, along with giving their own. Yeah, I don't know. And it does bring up a weird thing about love and relationships and interactions with people, is that often you see different facets of the truth. You know, the diamond has many faces, many facets to it, and you can't see them all at the same time. So, yeah, what you see of something, what I see of something could be different from other people. And I could very well just be rationalizing at this point and kind of trying to weasel my way out of answering the question. But
look, would you kill for love?
If somebody threatened someone I loved, yeah, absolutely.
So why wouldn't you just lie for love then? It's a lot less damaging than murder.
Is it?
I think so.
I think it depends on what you're lying about.
What's a lie that's so devastating that it would be
I don't know. That's the trouble.
More damage than taking another human's life. That's
the trouble with these open-ended, really general questions. Is I need specifics.
Know thyself, son.
Yeah, and my tendency is this: the mere concept of lying. Because I've seen it in other people. I've seen them tell multiple lies, and every lie is like another branch on the tree that you have to remember.
Sure.
Whereas if you just tell the truth and live the truth, you don't have to remember everything. You just, well, this is what happened because that's the truth. That's what happened.
I'm just living my truth.
This is how I see things. I don't care about you. But no, I mean, that's the thing. So any lie is a branch that you either prune or it's going to come back to bite you at some point. So,
I think given the ephemeral nature of life in general, and given the amount of importance that I place on reciprocal love, not just love, I don't talk about unrequited love or puppy love or any of this other crap. I'm talking like deep reciprocal love. I would do damn near anything to preserve deep reciprocal love because it's so important in my life.
I get that.
It's such a source of prana. You know, it's this flow, and
I get that.
You know, that's just where I'm at. So
yeah, that makes plenty of sense. Actually, I totally get that.
So lie away.
Lie away. We don't care. Yeah. We're gonna give Mega Wheel another spin. And Mega Wheel never lies.
Yeah.
She tells us some things we don't want to hear, but she never lies. Okay. An 80s fad you bought into or embraced? This is real close to something we had a few weeks ago, I think.
Oh, an 80s fad that I bought into or embraced.
Because I remember my answer to the other question that was like this, and my answer is going to be the same.
Well, you know, there's a lot of 80s fads. I tried a lot of 80s fads out. Let's put it that way. But I didn't. I'd consider embracing them to be one that you wholeheartedly, you threw your money behind.
Yeah.
You lived the life for a while. One that I'm almost ashamed to say was I bought into this whole like geometric style clothing when I was very young, and I beseeched my mother to buy this ludicrous sleeveless red shirt.
Yes.
With black piping.
Yeah.
And a series of black upside down triangles in the center that were kind of this pleather on top of red. And then I turned around and went the extra mile to wear it for picture day.
Yes.
And I looked like a complete moron. A little peanut-headed moron. But there I was. So that was definitely an 80s fad that I did buy into at the time.
Okay.
It's a little embarrassing. But I mean, I think we've all bought a pack of Garbage Pail Kids, and we've all...
No.
Yeah, really? Okay,
No.
I bought a pack of Garbage Pail Kids a few times. You know, some of that stuff, just checking it out, but never really embraced the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Not the garbage pail lifestyle.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was bad fashion. And one thing that I bought into that I still buy into is I love to wear jackets with the sleeves rolled up.
Okay. Yeah.
I am going to be Mike Rutherford from Mike and the Mechanics for the rest of my life, probably. And that's okay.
If only I could drop the musical drops in like we used to.
All I need is a miracle.
All I need is a miracle.
But yeah, I mean, I distinctly
I still
remember,
like that. I like those kind of, yeah.
I like it too. I think it looks good. And I distinctly remember some shitty little millennial at working at a hospital restaurant, like in the commissary area of the hospital. I was there to see my father.
Yeah.
And I went to get something to eat because I'd been there all day. And the woman had the gall to say the 1980s called and they want your jacket back. To which I laid into her because I was not in any mood. With my father dying upstairs, 8 floors up, I was not in any mood to take any lip from some young piece of crap.
Yeah.
So I laid into her, justly made a big scene. But yeah, it's
well
like
deserved.
I still wear that stuff. So that is something that I guess I bought the ticket and I'm still on
taking
that
the
ride.
Yeah. Still taking the ride.
So how about you?
Absolutely. You'll remember my answer from weeks ago.
Those shoes with the zipper in them?
No. If they still made Ruse, I would be rocking the Ruse. I really would. Right. But no, like neon. High vis. And of course, with what I do for a living, it just kind of goes with the territory. But I loved that part of the 80s where it was like neon yellow, neon green, and hot pink and stuff. Like one of the reasons that I love Twisted Sister was the hot pink and black color motif. I love that kind of stuff. One of the reasons I love Typo Negative was the neon green kind of motif that all of their albums had.
Well, you'll notice that the Gen X Existentialist logo is hot pink and black.
Damn right.
It's very 80s.
See, it's that kind of stuff I loved. I love bright colors. Even though I really like goth music too, I like bright colors. I like things that pop visually. So that's something, especially going into the 90s and like the grunge phase and everybody's wearing flannel. I dig a lot of that music. The fashion that went with it was just fucking abysmal.
Yeah.
The way every one of those bands looked was just terrible. For such great music to be so fashion unconscious it still horrifies me. But that's just my take. That's me personally, because I'm the 80s kid that loved the neon colors. So you do what you can with it, right? And so we will do one more spin.
All right.
Try and do a quick one here. See if Mega Wheel gifts us
a quickie.
With a quickie. She's on her side.
Well, that's
She's
good.
Laying down for a nap.
That sounds good.
Okay. Would you rather be able to read minds or move objects with your mind?
Move objects with my mind.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I could just play havoc with everything. Plus, I could be completely lazy and just do all my work from sitting across the room in an easy chair.
Yeah.
To read minds sounds really exciting and sounds super spy. And look, I can go on a game show and get all the answers before they say it.
Yeah.
It's great. But then you also read the minds of all these crappy people out there who you don't care about. You don't want to know what they're thinking. Some people that are thinking bad things about you. Yeah. You get this complex because this would be like, oh, they pretend to like me, but really they think I'm an asshole.
See, I think most people are like that with me anyway. No, you know what? My initial response was going to be read minds, but I'm going to go with move objects instead. And here's why. It's a Jedi thing.
Well, sure.
Would I love to be able to like go and just like open a door just by moving my hand and freak people out? Absolutely. So yeah, I'd rather move objects because again, reading minds is one thing. Reading and being able to influence someone's mind, that would change my answer a little bit. If all I can do is like read people's minds, yeah, I'm not interested in that. Most people I couldn't give a fuck less what they think. But moving objects, yeah, I would have to go with that.
I had a conversation with another friend ages ago, had to do with superheroes and all this, and they were talking about telekinesis, telepathy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, if I had those kind of telekinetic powers, I would just go to places like the grocery store where they have like the cereal aisle.
Yeah.
And there's always a little kid in the booster seat. And he's like, ew, the cereal. And the mom's like, oh, I hate you. Shut up. Then that's what she's thinking. If you read minds, that's what you'd hear. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to just stand at the other end of the aisle and like move a thing of cereal and have it drop off the shelf. And then the mom would be like, don't touch the cereal, and put it back, and then another one would fall off, and then another one, and she'd be like beating the kid senseless, but I'd just be standing back like, ha.
See, I would have
chaos.
I would have all the boxes of cereal from both sides just converge on them. There's a ghost.
Or just keep dropping food into their carts when they're not looking. So when they get to the checkout, they're like, "What? I didn't buy these 15 packs of condoms." It's like
exactly
just impish little things like that. I've always fantasized that if I ever had to go to hell for whatever terrible reason, I wanted to come back as an imp. That I could run around and just do stupid stuff like that to people, like invisibly, just to be annoying. So I thought that'd be funny.
Wonderful. Okay, and that should do it for this episode of the Gen X Existentialists. Again, 50th episode coming up. Send your ideas to us, your questions.
Drop us a line any way you can.
The Gen X Existentialists at gmail.com.
You can even leave comments at rss.com or any of those places where we have our podcast. You can leave a comment on the episode and we'll look it up.
Yep. Until next time, my name is Scott.
And I'm Bunny.
Have a good one.